morning. Nice to have you, Lon. While you're getting prepped, 2 blocks or books, a blanket, and if you have a bolster or just some rolled up pillows or even a couple of blankets that you can make as a bolster, which we'll use at the end. So those are some of our props. So get comfortable and we'll wait to see who else joins us this morning. And it will be really a focus of opening up, gentle way to get the body moving for our day. So we're calling it a morning flow, gentle morning flow. So find your seat and get comfortable while we wait. Good morning. It's nice I can see it, even though I can't talk to people. Thank you. Good morning back, Lon. Good morning, Jacqueline. Happy Friday. I was saying we have Lon also joining us. Good morning. 2 blocks or books. Blanket, because we'll be doing a lot of things where we're seated, so I find that's comfortable, any blanket. And if you have a bolster or rolled pillows or even a couple of blankets. And that will really be for personal satisfaction during Shavasana. I'm trying to see all my different people coming aboard. I'll wave. We just have a few more moments. I know early morning on a Friday and a long Easter weekend, we might have people coming in a little later. That is okay, because we're going to start really gentle, like we're waking up in the morning, and then building from there. So anybody could pop in the next 10 minutes and just join along, and it wouldn't be abrupt by any stretch. So once you're here, just settle in and breathe while we wait. Just like if we were in our big studio, but for now we're in our own private studios. And just take a few moments to settle, check in, enjoy the breath. You might even start to deepen the breath as you're waiting here. Just notice as you deepen it how the body responds. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. Why don't we take a few moments before we come to our back and set a personal intention for the practice today. It could be whatever speaks to you. One thing that I'm going to work on today is finding a steadiness and calm and not a rushed feeling, and finding joy in every pose. So you find what works for you. Let's rub our hands together. Bring that great energy in. And then place the hands close to your heart. Take 5 intentional, wonderful breaths to begin your practice. Just notice where that breath goes. Finding that place where you feel very rooted, very centered, creating energy as it draws up the spine. On these last 2, see if you can draw out your exhalation. So fill the body with the breath and really focus on a longer exhalation. And then when you are ready, float the eyes open. And we are going to start on our backs, just like we're waking up in the morning. So I'm going to move my blanket aside. I'm going to come down onto my back. And all I want you to do is give yourself a lovely hug. Notice the low back as you lay down. So coming onto the back, draw the knees in. Let your head relax. And just notice your spine here. Might have to do a little movement here. This is a great way to begin if you haven't gotten out of bed in the morning. Just start by that, drawing the knees in and letting that low back settle. Might even take the head and just gently rock it from side to side. And then find that place where it feels just right. The chin could just gently draw in just a little bit. No compression on the neck. And then we have you open the arms and place the feet wide. We're going to go into those little windshield wipers. It's a little dreary out today. So you could very gently just take the legs side. Coming back through center to the other side. Nice and easy. Waking up those hips, bringing some energy down to your feet, focusing on those long exhalations. And the hands relaxed. Nice. Just do one more to each side. We want to get those joints ready for when we do stand and move a little more dynamically. Now, as you come back to center, we're going to come into a variation of our little happy baby. So find the place that's best for you. You can hold on to the bottoms of your feet, inside of the feet. Sometimes it feels good just to hold the ankles, whatever feels good. And I want you just to very gently straighten the right leg, and then we'll bend. Straighten the left. So take your time, slow and steady, finding that stirrup, that steadiness. Just notice how the hips are responding. first thing in the morning. You could stay on one side for a little bit longer. Just kind of notice. We'll do one more to each side. And then as you come back to center, you might gently just rock side to side. Happy baby. Just notice that lovely massage on that low back. And then as we come back to that stillness, draw the legs together. And we're going to do some air bicycles. Air bicycles. Head and shoulders stay relaxed. Arms can rest to the side. So again, just keeping that core brace, so drawing the belly button to the spine. It's almost like you're hollowing out through that center. And we're just going to do some very gentle air bicycles. So getting that core moving as well, because that's going to support us, and we want to protect our backs. Now pressing through your feet, just like if you had bicycle pedals, right? You're pressing. You can lower them down depending on how that feels on your back, or keep it higher. Now let's see what it feels like to go to your right side. Focusing on that breath. Wish bicycling could be this gentle, huh? And then bring it back to center. And then we'll take it over to the left, keeping that right shoulder pressing down so it doesn't have to be too far over to the left. And then we'll come back to center and make 10 big ones. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw those legs in. Just give yourself a little squeeze. Maybe just shake it all out. Release that. Breathe. And we're going to gently roll up. Very gently to a seated position. So you can rock and roll a few times, chin to chest, or you could just roll to the side, coming into that position, and then very gently coming on to your bottom like we began in the beginning for some of those that were with me. Welcome to those that might have joined us. So now we're going to start in a comfortable seated place, Sukhasana. If the knees, hips are grumpy, you could take your blocks or the books just to release that. I find, again, finding your seat. And let's begin to bring some energy and awareness to our neck. So sitting up nice and tall, belly button draws towards the spine. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, chin to chest. Notice the back of the neck. And just let your head be nice and heavy here. Finding joy in the stretch. And then keeping the head heavy. Imagine your head is a pendulum. Just gently rocking it over towards the right, to the center, and to the left. Nice and easy. Shoulders gently draw down. Your hands can relax on your legs. Just notice how that neck feels, especially early in the morning. Let the face muscles relax. And then we're going to draw it back to center. And then as you inhale the head back, see what it feels like to drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Take your left fingertips and just place them on the floor and gently walk them out, just a little bit. Notice that left side. Just letting that shoulder stay relaxed. And you might move the head very subtly and find those little pockets. Just letting those fingertips walk out a little further, or maybe even lifting the hand up a little. Just notice. We want to bring energy in We just don't want to create pain. So there will be just a little stretch. Might lift the chin up slightly, or maybe down towards your chest. Take a few more breaths right here. Letting that shoulder really drop down, releasing that side of the neck. And then on your inhalation, we'll draw back to center. Just notice how that feels. Relax that left hand. And then gently drop your left ear over to your left shoulder. We'll take the right fingers, place them down, and then explore as you walk your fingertips out, away from the body, how that feels. One side is going to feel so different. Play with the intensity that works for you. Letting that right shoulder be heavy. You can play with gently moving the head around a little bit. Pause where there's those little places of discomfort that you might just need to hold and breathe life into that area with your breath. Just observe. If you want to take it a little bit more, you could take the hand off the ground and gently draw it back or to the side. And observing that shoulder. Just take another breath here. Draw out your exhalation. And then we'll bring it right back to center. And just notice both sides. Hopefully it feels a little better. Rolling those shoulders. That's it. Lubricating those. And let's take it the other way. That's it. And then we'll get our wrist a little bit, clasping the hands, roll the wrist. And the other way. Shake out the hands. And we are coming into cat-cow. Actually, not yet. I lied. We're not coming into cat-cow. We'll do one more hip opener before we come into cat-cow. So we're going to take it into Upavista Konasana, so our wide angle. So find the best place. I'm sitting on a blanket to lift me up a little so I can get just a little tilt here. Knees up. Finding your stance. We're going to take some side-to-side movement. Very slow. Very steady. So find our steadiness. So inhale and draw your left arm. That's it. And then we're going to release that. And then inhale the right. Nice and slow and steady. Pressing the sits bones down. And just keep that flow going. You find your rhythm. Stay connected. That's it. And you might find with that very simple movement that the body begins to respond a little, opening that side body. Working on those long exhalations. Each time you might go a little deeper. Who knows how it feels? Only your body and you. Now as we make it over to the right side, see if you can just stay over towards your right with the left arm reaching, and maybe just play with movement here. You might be moving that chest, rotating it up a little bit, or maybe it feels better to rotate it down a little bit. Just explore. Create that space. And then on your next breath, we'll just come right back up and just notice that side. Release. And then try the other side. Pressing that right sits bone down. And you can roll the lungs up towards the sky, bringing that energy in, or maybe down. So with that precious breath, we want to bring that awareness to all the little tiny muscles in between the ribs so we can breathe deep and full and rich. And then on your next breath, we'll just gently draw up and place the hands here. And you can kind of explore here for a few moments, still checking in that our knees are up, our feet are active. Waking up those inner legs. Finding joy in the pose. Maybe we can walk out a little bit more. Lengthening. Beautiful. Now gently walk it back, like a little walking meditation. Once you're all the way there, let's bend the knees, slowly close the book, hands behind, opening up the chest, and again, there's those windshield wipers again, just gently rock it side to side. Now the hips might be responding a little better. That's it. And now we will come to stable table, cat-cow. So, I'm going to move my accoutrements out of the way. Placing my hands on the ground, I want to gently just feel the hands press the earth away. Knees under the hips, the feet are relaxed. And then bringing that awareness to your spine. On an inhalation, very gently lifting the heart. Tailbone rises. And now as you exhale, keeping the arms strong, gently round. And for the next minute, I want you just to play. Bring that energy in. Notice how your spine feels, your hips, your neck. Everything is all part of the spine. Stay in one of the moves for a couple of breaths. All are good. Just notice your body. Finding a steadiness to what you are doing. Even that awareness also of core. Belly button draws to your spine. See, when you're in that cat pose, really accentuating that feeling of drawing that belly button up and back. Beautiful. Let's take a few more right here. And then on your next exhalation, when you get back to that cat, take a pause. Accentuate that stretch through the upper back. Notice the low back. We're going to get a little deeper stretch in that low back. Tuck your toes and just very gently send your hips, almost like you're going to come into like a puppy or a variation of child's pose. And stretch right in that low back. Tucking your tailbone under slightly. Breathe. And then we'll come right back into that stable position. Release. Let's take the right arm up to the sky, opening, and we're going to thread this arm through. So just very gently to wake up and get a stretch of the shoulder. place the right arm underneath and the head is relaxed here. Draw the belly button to the spine, and you might even take your left hand on that sacrum and just gently draw it back. So you could stay right here and just give that right shoulder a little stretch. Got a little rotation going on because we're turning the torso slightly. Head is supported either on a block, a blanket, or the floor. And if it feels good, you can explore bringing this left arm up. Roll the hand around, release the tension. You might even play with bringing the arm over the head, looking underneath that left arm. Or you might feel good about wrapping that arm around and finding the right thigh. So wherever it's right, focus on 3 very long, beautiful, intentional breaths. That's it. Now as we unwind, take your time. Place this left hand down to give you a little boost. Slowly come out of it. Maybe take a quick child's pose just to release everything. Send it right back into that child's pose. Release. Child's pose is also known as balasana. Balasana. And then we'll come right back, finding that stable place, and we'll do the other side. And again, you'll notice it will feel different. So, connect. Take the left arm up, that rotation. Soften as you draw the left shoulder down, supported. Head is supported. You might take this right hand and just gently place this on the sacrum again. Apply a little pressure and breathe. Now again, find the best option that works best for your body. You may just stay right here. Maybe explore the right arm drawing up, releasing tension in the wrist, the hand. Or if it feels good and you would like to wrap around. And any other exploration. You know, when we come to the mat, new things are going to unfold. So it's not a cookie cutter, which is the most beautiful part of a yoga practice. Just observe. Take 3 more. Finding steadiness. Now when you're ready to unravel, slowly, the right hand comes down, just like if you're doing a little one-arm push-up. Gently press yourself back up. Let's take another child's pose. Stretch. Maybe this time more active, you could come up onto your fingertips. As you begin to melt the heart down, just notice the armpits, how they're pressing to the earth. Shoulder blades draw down the back. And then the sits bones draw towards your heels. But bringing that energy into the arms will help us tremendously as we come into our first dog, which is our next pose. Modify dog if you need a wall, if you need a chair, if you want to use blocks. Find the best way for your dog. Spread your hands. Feel your fingertips. There's a distinct connection. Not a lot of pressure on the heel of your hand, so to speak. And then very gently draw up, tuck the toes, belly button to spine. Find your first dog. And this is Yogi's choice. You may slowly pedal. You might bend the knees and straighten the knees. You might gently rock. So many things that might come to you as you play. If this gets too much, always know, come back down and take that child's pose and pause. So you find what works best for you. Just create a place where you find that steadiness and balance. So we definitely want the back body, the legs, the bottom, the core, to help take some of that off the shoulders. Head relaxes in between. Your ears actually are next door to your arms. Just letting the tension roll off from both sides. So it rolls down from your head side all the way to your heels. Now you could play with coming up onto the toes in high heels and sinking down. So let's take 3 more breaths right here. Focusing on those long, intentional exhalations. That's it. And then I'm going to have you find the best way for you to come out of downward dog. So you could step a foot forward, which is what I'm going to do. You can jump. You find the best way. So I'm going to step forward. So I've got a nice wide position here. Take hold of my elbows. Just let my body be loose and relaxed and gently sway. Knees are very much bent. Just take that swaying motion like we're outside and there's a beautiful breeze. Head relaxed. If this doesn't feel good, you can let your arms sway. Focus on the breath so you won't be dizzy. And then bringing your awareness to your feet. Ground. Place the hands right above the knees and let's gently roll up, slow and steady, so that your head is the very last thing to come up. And then once you're all the way up, find your mountain pose. So I'm cutting my head off here. Oh, that's... So finding mountain pose here. So I know you can't see my feet right now, but at least you can see my head for this moment. So I want you just to take a moment right here in Tadasana, your mountain pose. Your heart is lifted, shoulders relaxed. Find your gaze point. Feel your breath. So before we begin into working those legs a little, I want you to find steadiness and balance on one foot. So the key, again, is finding your gaze and setting that gaze, that steadiness. So we're going to start by bringing your awareness to your right foot and then shifting the weight into the right foot. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit more. I'm going to lift my left heel up and then see what it feels like to lift my left foot up. Now, if you've got the wall there or a chair, it's okay if you need it, but actively envision that you are rooting the right foot, challenging your balance a little. Take your right arm up, so it's like 12 o'clock. Right arm to the side, still balancing, finding that gaze. Right hand at 6 o'clock. Breathe. And right hand can come right back up to 12. That's it. Let's hold for 5, 4. Maybe we can lift the left leg up a little higher. 3, 2, on. Gently bring the left foot down. Pause and breathe. Shoulders soften. Now bringing your awareness to your left foot. Spread the toes. Set your gaze. See what it feels like to peel that right heel up. And then very gently lift. You go as high as it's right for you. Challenge yourself. Actively pressing the ground with that left foot. Finding balance. And then the left arm can come up at 12 o'clock. We can bring the left arm to 3 o'clock. We can bring the left arm down to 6 o'clock. We can bring the left arm back up to 12 o'clock. Breathe. That's it. And then very gently release. Maybe lift a little higher. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Breathe. Beautiful. All right. I am going to turn because I'm going to step, so I'm going to be in a wide position. So I'm going to move my angle down just a little bit so you can see my feet. All right. So as I come into this wide position, you might have to start up here and step out. So find that stance. Now it's a little more of a base. Yes, we're not so narrow. We're going to work into our warrior series. So I'm going to turn the right foot out, keeping my hips somewhat to the front, and then very gently feel the outer edge of my left foot. Coming into Virabhadrasana 2. So, again, this right knee is tracking over that third toe. You can gently even move this left hip slightly forward if there's any strain in this left hip. Sealing the outer edge of that left foot. And we can set our course for adventure. Heart open. The shoulder blades draw down. You can set your gaze. Focus on the breath. And staying strong and steady. We're going to move with the breath. As we inhale, the arms come up and the right leg straightens. As we exhale, we press down. You go as deep as it's right for you. Let's play with this. Two more times. Now as you come back into that warrior strong, we're going to come into a side angle. So I'm going to take the right elbow very gently and place it on my right thigh, space between my head and my shoulder. Sealing this left foot, right? So I'm drawing the energy up. I can draw this left arm up to the sky. Spiral my lungs up slightly in that direction if that feels good. And maybe even take my gaze up to the left hand and breathe. Now, if you want to go deeper, you may, but I'm going to keep it here. Find your gaze. Maybe it's forward, maybe it's down. But let's stay here for 5 breaths. Feel the right heel pressing down, spreading the right toes. No strain, just actively using those muscles. Waking up the body. Two more breaths. Now as we come out of this, slowly come back. And then let's turn the feet forward. So we're going to come into a forward stretch. So in this first variation, just take a moment, feel your feet, feel more of the forefoot. So not so much pressure on the heels, Placing the hands at your hips. Gently bow forward. Neck is neutral. And then you may take your fingertips down. I'm going to turn to the side. You can use your blocks in any configuration, but draw that belly button to spine. Soften the back of the knee just a little bit so you don't feel like you're straining, and you might even feel that your body rocks a little bit. That's okay. Just don't want you to feel any strain. If it gets too much, you always know, bring your body back up. But the core has to stay nice and strong here. Notice the feet. Now, you could stay right here. This is great. If you'd like to go deeper, just very gently, maybe play with bringing the body a little deeper. So you'll notice how the sits bones start to really lift up. Just check in not to hyperextend the knees. Explore this and breathe. Stay soft. Two more breaths. It's like your head is moving to the earth. Now, when we're coming up, we're going to go slow. So you might take your hands back to your hip points, soften the knees, and very gently, you can come with a flat back or roll up. Take a moment here, breathe. I'm going to turn back to the front so that we can see when I go into Warrior 2 with my left side. So as I prepare, I'm going to turn my left foot, seal the outer edge of my right foot, right leg is active, and then bend my left knee. So again, I want to track it over the third toe. Check it with your right hip. Find the best place for you. You don't want to feel strain there. Engaging your glute. Set your course. Focus on those long exhalations. Just notice how this side feels. This reminds me of the I am. I am. I am strong. You can put in whatever you would like to put in your I am. Now moving with the breath. We'll inhale up, straighten the left leg, exhale, press. Creating that space. One more time. Now as we come into that warrior, just notice your lines. I'm going to come into that side angle. So I'm going to take the left elbow, gently press it down, again space here. I don't want to feel compression. Seal that right outer edge of foot. Brace the core. Open the heart, especially the lungs here. We're trying to bring in that energy, create that space. And then play with your gaze. So again, I can roll and expand through my side body here, create that movement. I can keep my eyes forward. Let's take 5 breaths. So you're pressing that left heel down, spreading the left toes. Dynamic pose, a lot going on here. You can soften this right shoulder a little, let the arm bone just sink into that socket. One more breath. Now, as we come back up, take your time. Use the power of your leg. Turn that foot. We'll take that forward fold one more time. So again, you might find that now the hips are a little more available. You might be able to walk your feet out a little further. This time you can still keep the hands at the hips, or if you'd like, you can interlace and open up the shoulders a little bit on this one. So inhale, you can take that little back bend if it feels good. As you exhale, draw belly button to spine and very gently. And again, finding the forefoot. Soften the back of the knees. Let your head relax. Scan the body. We're waking up for this beautiful Friday. Take one more breath here. Exhale it out. And then release, soften, and this roll it up this time. Nice and easy. So your head is very last. And then once you're all the way up, you're here. Let's bring this right foot back to me. We'll come back into Tadasana. And just notice that position. We're going to work our way down onto the mat. So moving with that breath, we'll take one salute to get down. So find mountain pose. Set your gaze. Moving with breath. Inhale the arms all the way up towards the sky. You may gaze up with a little lift of the heart. As you exhale, lengthen and dive right out over your thighs. On the inhalation, we're going to take that half lift so you can draw your hands up your shins. Brace the core. As you exhale, release. Beautiful. Bend your left knee. Bend your right knee. And let's find Balasana, our child's pose. So maybe on this one, you could take the legs out a little wider, overlap your big toe, and then very gently send the hips back. Taking the right arm, we'll thread it through. The left arm can reach out. Take 3 lovely breaths. Breathe in gratitude for your body. Gratitude for this day. Gratitude for life. And then as we come out of this, gently come back. Take the left arm and thread it through. Maybe the right arm can extend. Bring that energy to that side. Deepen it now. Hips press back. You can breathe in anything your heart desires. And when you exhale, send the same thing out into the world. That's it. Now as we come back up, take it slow. I'm going to have you shift over to one side and shake out your legs in front of you. That's it. We're going to do a little twist, and then we're going to work our way onto the back. So let's go ahead and start with bringing the left leg over the right. And again, you could go back to your blanket too. So I don't want to ever discourage, because there's nothing wrong with using props. Placing that left foot over, finding a nice long spine. Right leg is active, so we're pressing through the ball of the foot. Find that spot, that sweet spot. And then as we come into the rotation, the right arm is going to wrap around that thigh and very gently begin to rotate. The left arm can gently flow back, fingertips down as we begin to rotate that left side. Now you find the best place for your neck. You can stay right there, or you can begin to turn and look past the left shoulder. Just notice this rotation here. Breathe deeply. Exhale fully. Feel pressure in the left foot. You want to feel energy. So we are pressing the ground away. And then on your next breath, very gently work it back to center. Release that. And then we'll take this leg and extend it out actively. Adjust. Place the right foot over, and you'll feel that you're actually pressing down with that right foot. And establish a nice long spine. Heart lifted. And then the left hand can hold on to the shin, or you can go deeper. This works best for me. Start to rotate. Right shoulder gently draws back. And then the right arm, you can do a back stroke, placing the right hand down. And then explore. Find the best place for your head. And it feels really good getting that rotation in that neck by looking behind. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Now on your next inhalation, we'll slowly bring the head, the body back to center. Pause. And then take that right leg and shake it out. Just let it go. Relax your toes. That's it. Let's take a forward stretch, and then we're going to use the core to help us roll down the spine. So as we come into Paschimottanasana, find a strong stance. So Dandasana is a wonderful place to be, because you've got that staff, you've got that quality of steadiness. And then moving with the breath, inhale the arms all the way up. As you exhale, you can soften the back of the knee, stretch. Now, again, everybody's going to be different here. You may place your hands on your shins, you may place the hands on the floor. I want you to have some support. I'm going to turn so you can see. You can also go deep depending on your flexibility, but this is a beautiful thing. You find what works. Take your peace fingers and hold on to the big toes. So wherever it's right for you, explore, soften, deepen. Lengthen. It's an amazing thing, those exhalations, how all of a sudden you didn't think you can do it, and you can do it. Patience, persistence. Now as we come out of this, inhale, belly button to spine, strong as you rise up. You might even take and gaze up at those thumbs. Spread your fingers, and then bring your hands together. Exhale as you bring your hands down. Finding gratitude in everything we do. And then we're going to work our way down onto the back, just like we began warming up. We're going to find a supported bridge. Now again, you don't have to go support it. You can do bridge, you can do shoulder stand, but I'm going to do the supported bridge today. So I have my block, using the strength of my core to work my way down. I'm going to soften my knees. I can even take my block with me, rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae so I can keep my gaze right at the block. Belly button draws to spine. Now you go at your pace. We're going to work our way down, slow and steady. Once you're down, stretch your body out. Stretch it long, lengthen. And then we're going to bend the knees and plant the feet. Now, take a moment here because you do want to think about your hip points as the road map here. So my knees, hip points, and my feet. Hands right by the side of the body. Take a moment to get the back of the shoulders, lifting the bottom up. You may take your block in any configuration or book, or even at that bolster. Your hands are actively pressing down here, but they're balanced. You don't want to have one arm doing more than the other. Just let that low back relax. Focus on those long breaths. Joy with breath. Now you are more than welcome to stay here or make it more active. You're also more than welcome to play with actively pressing the legs up to the sky. You could use a wall if you have that wall. Notice the breath. You may stay very still. You can also explore those air bicycles. Both directions if you like. Just active feet. Pointing and flexing. Maybe even coming out into Charlie Chaplin. Wiggling your toes. Or maybe a little pigeon toes. So all are good things that you can do. Bringing the soles of the feet together in Supta Baddha Konasana. So take the next 30 seconds and just play. If it feels like you just want to come down and lay down, you lay down. It's your practice. So we're going to find that balance. Paying attention. And then when you are ready to come out, bend, place the feet back down, lift. Remove your block, stretch your bodies out again. Just stretch, stretch. Take a deep, deep breath in. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue, and let it go. Relax the tongue, relax your face. Draw the knees back. Make those little circles, release. And the other way. You could do another happy baby. You could do another few little air bicycles. Whatever you need. And then we're going to prepare for that resting pose. So I'm going to come up and talk for a moment. And then we can all find the best way for our Shavasana. Taking 3 to 5 minutes a day in Shavasana is one of the best things you can do for yourself. So I'm going to use something under my knees to help my low back. You find what works for you. Clear your space. Now, some people find it's very difficult with their heads. So you can always use a block or a pillow. Finding that little ridge where your head and your neck meet right there. Finding that spot. So I want you to find your spot. Coming into Shavasana. So, in this place of sheer release, letting go, softening, checking in, taking those gratitude breaths. Allowing those gratitude breaths to go to the deep spaces that might just need more attention. And your I am calm and at peace. You can stay here as long as you like. But when you are ready to come out of this pose, just stretch your body out. You wiggle your toes. Just really get that movement. Almost like you are waking up again every time we do Shavasana. Bending the knees, planting the soles of the feet. So again, now we get connected back to the ground. You can take your right arm up by your ear and gently roll into that little tiny fetal position. And then using the left hand to press you back up. Finding that sweet pose. We'll close by bringing the hands together, placing the hands close to the heart. And enjoy this Friday, enjoy this long weekend. Be safe, be healthy, and blessings to you all. Namaste.